Hello everyone, this is Mundan Raghavan. This video we are going to understand what is constructor for Java classes. Before starting with the Java classes and constructors, we will understand whatever we have seen so far. We have seen so far class and objects. But just if you simulate or just if you correlate with this example, for example, we have the cookie cutter and the cookies here. We are going to create the cookies in the circular shape by using the cookie cutter, which will make the different cookies. If we just correlate with our classes and objects, the cookie cutter will be just considered like a class, whereas cookies will be considered as objects. And here, some data types or let's say some parameters and some methods will be attached to the cookie cutter. Some parameters or some methods will be attached to the cookies level. In simple, if you consider cookie cutter, the handle and the metal of the cookie cutter will be just some parameters that is attached to the cookie cutter. Whereas if you see the cookies, the type of food and the type of ingredients that is placed inside the cookies will be considered as the parameters that are attached to the cookies level. If you just correlate the same thing, classes and objects, there are some parameters or let's say some variables will be attached to the class level, and there are some variables will be attached to the objects level. And let's say if you consider the objects here or cookies here, every cookies have its own ingredients, have its own properties. That means that whichever the variables which are attached to the objects, that objects will have its own copy. So the ingredients of one cookie will not be the same for the another ingredients of the another cookie. But if you consider the classes, the class parameter or class variables will be attached to the class itself. That will be only once. So with this understanding, we will go to the next level. Now we will understand constructor method. Constructor, as the name itself, when you construct something, for example, here we are constructing the objects. Let's say you are creating the objects. As soon as you create the objects, by default, you want to have some properties to have for the objects, or some methods should be attached for the objects. But you will make this setup entirely inside your constructor method. There are some conventions are there when you create the constructor method. It should be having the name same as the class name, and it should not have any return type. In simple, if you understand, whenever you create the objects, this method will be called, it will be doing some initial process over the object. So which makes sure whenever you create an object for any given class, if you have the constructor function defined, you can clearly or confidently tell that these actions has been done as soon as you create the objects. So this constructor function will be called automatically. But now we will just see the previous example that we have seen in the code, and we will understand more about constructor, and we will understand what are the different types of constructor we have. Now just come to this class. The class name is student. And here we have the string name, line number 5. We have discussed there is some parameters attached to the class, some parameters will be attached to the instance level. But here you see one variable name, string name. By default, it will be having the null as the default value that we are sure. But whether it is attached to the class level or instance or object level. If you see the static keyword in front of the method name or in front of the variable name, that will be considered as the class level. Since we are not seeing any static keyword in front of the name variable, we can consider this will be attached at the instance or object level. Now we will be seeing the method name called student, and it will be having no arguments. By following our convention, it does not have any return type, and it has the name same as the class name. So this is the constructor. Now we will go to the main method, which will be the entry point for the JVM. Here we are creating the student object. We know that in order to create the object, we will be using the new, and we will be calling the constructor. Now we will be having the constructor here, and we will be having the implementation also. But as of now, just remove this one and save it and execute. Here you are getting null value. Why? Because the string name by default, it will be having the value as null since we don't have any initialization. But you might wonder, we don't have any method called student, but still we are getting the output. How is it happening? Why? Because by default, Java will provide the default constructor without any arguments. So if you see here, this will be given empty implementation by the Java. So this will be the internal mechanism which will be given by the Java itself. If you don't mention any constructor, the Java will be giving the empty constructor. That's why we are not getting any error when you execute the line number 15. But let's consider I'm having this one. So I have my own implementation for the constructor, and this dot name is equal to Newton. Now you might wonder what is this dot name, and we have seen in line number 15 we are using the keyword called new, and we are calling the constructor function. So here a little bit confusing. To understand more, we will go to the analogy again. So in student object reference, so let's say you are student S1, you are giving the reference type or the data type as student, and the reference will be the S1 equal to new student. So this will be the line, right? So if you go to the line number 15, you will be seeing the same line here. So what happens here? If you see on your left-hand side, there is a new keyword. Whenever you call the new, it will be creating very empty object. You can consider like a very empty box. So to call this box, we will be having one variable called this. Java will provide this keyword to refer the current object. But this keyword will be used only inside the class to refer the current object. So now we have pointing to the current object with this. But this object does not have anything. We have created an empty object by using the keyword called new. And you cannot use the new keyword alone. You need to call new keyword along with your object constructor or let's say class constructor. Since we are calling student constructor, here you can consider the student constructor function will be called, and you know this. So you know that now this will be pointing to the current newly created object, this dot name. So that means that we are adding the property or we are calling the property from the current object. And you know that string name. So since we don't have static keyword, the name will be attached at the instance level. So whether you have a assigning value or not, but by default, if you have the instance variable, whenever you create the object, that object will be having the link between the instance variable. Then we are just calling that instance variable, this dot name and Newton. So that means that we are assigning the value for the name, which will be only for the object. And that object will be now referring with the variable called S1. If you are creating one more object, that will be the different object, and that object will have its own copy and it will have its own name variable. Just to confirm this one, we will go to here. Here we will be having the student S1 name, and we will execute this one. We should be getting the value as name. To just confirm one more time, we will be just printing the sys output inside constructor. Let's execute. Here you can see inside constructor, and if you call s1.name, it will be having the value as Newton. Let's consider the same example. We will create one more object, and let's see this constructor has been called twice or not. So let's consider the second reference will be S2, and here you can call S2. Save it and execute again. Here you can see 2 times the student constructor has been called, and both the times we are assigning the same value. Now the parameterized constructor comes into picture. Let's say whenever you create the new object, you want to set up some variables, or the user has to give that values in the starting itself when you create the objects. But those values can be sent through the parameterized constructor. For example here, so rather than setting up the constant value Newton, we can get the value from the user. And we will make this as a parameterized. And whenever you create this one, so you need to pass the value. Let's say if you don't want to tamper your existing code, then you need to have a empty implementation again, which means that you should have a different types of constructors, which will have one constructor will not have any value. That means that no parameterized constructor, which will be having no name, just for example, and save it. So by this, we can understand there may be a different types of constructor you can have. But however, we will be in seeing the later stage, what is overloading, overriding. But as of now, you can consider, you can have the different constructor as well. But another point to be noted, as soon as you create a parameterized constructor or you override, or let's say you have your own implementation of the constructor with no arguments, whatever the Java provided constructor will not come into picture. So now just to make sure our existing code does not make any changes or does not give any problem, we have created one constructor already. We are not making any changes. But for new future, you can consider user can give the name for the given student. So let me consider the second one as the newly implemented. So I'm giving the value as, let's see, Daniel. Now, if you try to execute, so here you can see in line number 25, new will be creating the empty object, and this will be pointing to, and you are calling student with some string value. Now it will go into the class and it will look for the constructors, which will be having the argument or parameter as the string type. Here you can see it does not have any argument, so it will skip it and it will go to the another constructor, which will be having the argument or parameter as string. So it will take that one and it will execute. And again, this keyword will remain the same concept, but however, this keyword will be pointing to the currently newly created object for the S2. If you see the line number 25, the new keyword will create a new object, not like the object which you have created in line number 23. That new object will be referring to this keyword. So in simple, the new object can be accessed by using this keyword. And that object will be added and this not name. So the new value, whatever we have given through the constructor, name will be assigned to that. So let's execute and see. Here you can see the first time when we don't pass any value, the inside constructor, that means that no argument constructor has been called and the value has been given some static value, no name. Whereas when you call with constructor with string value, since we have the same type of constructor with the string as the argument, then that will be called inside parameterized constructor, and whatever the value we send through the constructor, that will be set to your object. So this way we can understand a constructor is a simple function which will be having the name same as the class name, and it will not have any return type. And constructor, if you don't provide, Java will provide default no argument constructor and it will not have any implementation. But let's say if you are creating your own implementation with argument or without argument, the default Java given constructor will not be called. It will not be having any impact. And you can have any number of constructors saying that you will be having the different arguments. Based on our input, we can do that. Or let's say if you want to have only one type of constructor, you can make sure that whatever the arguments has to be set for the every object level, that you can give it into the student level, or let's say the constructor level. For example, if you remove this one, you are making sure that whatever the objects you are creating for the student, definitely the user has to provide the name upfront. Otherwise, you cannot proceed with object creation. So this way we can make sure that every object will have the name and that will be given by the user. So this is all about the constructor. So thanks for watching and have a great day.